Here in Lucas Oil Stadium at the Combine with the Washington Commanders general manager, Adam Peters. Adam, how you doing, bud?
Good, bud. How you doing?
I'm excellent, man, because we're talking football. We're at the Combine. Obviously, you've been to probably hundreds of combines, 50 combines, something like that.
Hundreds? Yeah.
Yeah, hundreds, millions, however many it is, right?
A 130-year-old person.
Yeah, but I will say this is your third year as the Commanders GM.
Yeah.
How is it getting ready for year three, booting up year three here?
It's been a really good year, and it's really good, week here. First year you're working on your process, and the process is getting better each year. We've brought in a lot of really good people the last few years, and so it's been really smooth. It's been really awesome, and it's exciting. Finally, these guys are out here running 40s. They're finally on the field.
Yeah, I can tell you got the screen over here.
Yeah,
you can barely contain yourself.
I'm not really paying attention either, so apologies.
No, it's all good, man. You got a lot of work to do. So you talked about the process from year one to year three. What's one thing that you really kind of hold on to from year one and that you're going to do different this year?
I think, I don't know if this totally answers your question specifically, but the way we interview players has evolved. And, you get 20 minutes or 18 minutes to interview players. And so really being efficient with that and really being deliberate in terms of how we're trying to get the information that we want in that short amount of time. So we've evolved there and feel like we're in a really good place and had some really good interviews this year.
That's excellent. And one of the things about the interview process that I find so interesting is you watch a ton of film, and I feel like you get to know these guys really well. Like, where does the Combine fit for you in terms of like data gathering? Like, what's the main focus for you here?
Yeah, the interviews are a big deal,
Sure.
And the medicals, which we'll get later, are a really big deal. But yeah, just getting to kind of know these guys a little bit better, talk to them in person. Most of the time, it's the first time you get to talk to them. Some of these guys you may have met, in passing another time, but really getting an idea of how they are as people, like their personalities. Really, like you've heard about their personality. We have so much information. Our scouts do a great job of learning everything they can about the guy, and I've read it on a screen, but I haven't actually seen it in person. So for that to come to life, it's been pretty cool to see these guys. And I'll tell you what, every year I come here, I feel like the guys get smarter, and maybe they're prepped because they have guys like you
I don't know about all that, man.
prepping them. But we had a really impressive group of 45 guys where compared to 20 years ago or 100 years ago, my first combine.
Way back in the day, right?
They weren't as prepared, and but these guys they're getting coached really well, and they know their ball.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And I think so. Everyone always kind of talks about knowing the person, the medical. Obviously the field stuff's happening right now. Has there been a moment where you've been like, oh, something on the field has changed my evaluation? Everyone kind of says the 40, but is there something else you're like, oh, maybe I missed this on tape?
Not change your evaluation. It might make you want to go back and look at a player,
okay.
Right? So a guy stands out here for whatever he does, whether it's, his 40 time, right?
Yeah.
Or how he jumps or how he performs in the drills, and he looks really good, and you haven't spent as much time on that player as maybe somebody else. Like, I got to go look at this guy a little bit longer. This guy's got something to him. So I would say that more so than changing your mind or actually, really changing your opinion on a person. It's just more, I got to do more work, or I don't know this guy well enough.
More of a refocus.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. And again, this is kind of a different year for you because, again, there's two new coordinators. And my question is, how does that change, like, what a commander is? Like, with those guys, you mentioned the meetings at your presser, like how important it was for them to get up in front of you guys and talk. Is a commander a different player now than it was last year, or is it kind of the same thing?
Yeah. A commander, to me, is not so much the scheme or their skill set as much as who they are as a player and their play style and what they stand for and what they bring to the locker room and the whole organization. Not so much is he a 34 outside backer or 43 defensive end. It's really more, does this guy fit our culture, the way we want our guys to play and carry themselves. So no, it doesn't change, but certainly changes what we look for in specific traits at certain people in certain positions.
And while you're talking about culture, I immediately think of Dan Quinn. Obviously, I played for him. I felt like that's like his master class. Like, where does he fit in the evaluation process now?
Yeah, the same as before, where we're talking every day. We talk every day, and so whether that's in season or in the off season, but we we're very collaborative, and that's throughout everything, whether it's in season or off season or in the draft or the free agency process. So every meeting we have, we're with the coaches, and Dan and I are sitting next to each other. We also have R&D, in which, our analytics team. So everybody's working together. And everybody gets a chance to say their piece and their opinion and tell why. And so then we're making this decision together.
That's fantastic. And again, like, we talk coordinators, we talk head coach, obviously really important people in the organization. But I always think about the area scouts and their role in this thing, because they, the more people you talk to, they're like the lifeblood of the draft. Can you talk about how maybe these meetings at the top affect these guys, that are in Oklahoma or whatever?
Yeah. They're the unsung heroes and guys that have really set the table for all of this. And I can't tell you how much information we have from those guys each year and how far ahead they are that when I really come into the process. So setting the table, getting all the information, grinding, working late nights, driving hours and hours. Some plane flights, most of them drive everywhere, and just getting, turning over every stone to find the next, great commanders. And so those guys, they're all here, and they're all getting a chance to see all these guys and meet these guys for the first time too. They're doing a lot of interviews themselves. So, it's awesome to be together. We don't get a whole lot of chance to be together either.
That's a great point.
We have a lot of people in the office, but they're pro scouts and other spots, but the road scouts we barely get to see. So we got a big dinner tonight at St. Elmo's.
There you go.
I don't think we have anybody that hasn't had the shrimp cocktail. But we got
to surprise them.
Every year we get somebody, and it's the best. It's the best in the world when they just take a big bite of that.
I still vividly remember the first time I had that. It's eye-opening for sure.
It is, yeah. Opens up a lot.
Obviously, you have a tremendous responsibility between now and when the draft happens. And so what does that look like the next 2 months? Because I feel like you've got free agency, you've got the draft, you've got combine information. It's just so much information to aggregate and put together. And just, it seems like an impossible task. Like, how do you handle it?
Yeah, you have to have a great team around you, and we do. I have a ton of great people that do a lot of stuff that really help make my job so much easier and help us make great decisions, or the best decisions we can make. And so having the people around us, all the scouts, all the pro scouts, all the executives on our team, everybody in the support staff, that's what helps make this go and helps set the table so DQ and I can make the most informed decisions that we possibly can.
Thanks so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, buddy.